And we have some breaking news coming in as the Agnipath caste politics even grows further. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has now responded for the first time on the entire controversy and in fact in a way stated, and I quote in Hindi, that Agnipath योजना पर रक्षा मंत्री ने कहा है कि सफाई की जो व्यवस्था आजादी के पहले चली थी आ रही थी वही अभी चल रही है और ये सारी बातें अफवाह है, उन्होंने कहा है. So he is saying that all these talks about the caste certificate being used are all rumors. We listen in first to what he said.
ये जो अग्निवीर को लेकर बातें हो रही है कि जाति वाली बात आ रही है, प्रमाण पत्र माना जा रहा है, क्या है ये पूरा?
मैं ये स्पष्ट कर देना चाहता हूं कि यह पूरी तरह अफवाह है. जो पहले व्यवस्था थी हमारी आजादी के पहले से वही व्यवस्था अब तक भी चली आ रही है, उसमें कहीं पर कोई परिवर्तन नहीं हुआ.
लेकिन जाति की जो मांग की गई है सर,
मैं जो कह रहा हूं जो पुरानी व्यवस्था रही है वही व्यवस्था चली आ रही है. अब इसके आगे मुझे क्लैरिफाई करने की समझता हूं कोई जरूरत
नहीं. राजनीति जो इसमें हो रही है उस पर क्या कहेंगे? राजनीतिक दल
आप छात्रों से कहेंगे कि इस तरह की चीजों पे ना भरोसा करें, एक आश्वासन देना चाहेंगे सर?
धन्यवाद.
सर, ये जो अग्निवीर को लेकर बातें हो रही है कि जाति वाली बात आ रही है, प्रमाण पत्र माना जा रहा है, क्या है ये पूरा?
मैं ये स्पष्ट कर देना चाहता हूं कि यह पूरी तरह अफवाह है.
Let me go across to Madhav Das Gopalakrishnan for more on this. Madhav, we just heard the Defence Minister issue that clarification, and this is an issue that many people from the opposition, Mr. Sanjay Singh of the AAP as well as members of the RJD have raised, but an important clarification now coming from the government.
Well, absolutely, and in fact, the Defence Minister coming out to say that there is no change as far as the procedure of recruitment is concerned right from the time of independence. It's a very, very important clarification coming in from the Defence Minister, because despite the fact that opposition parties have been raising this particular issue, very clearly the Defence Minister coming out to say there is no need for clarification as there is no change in terms of the policy of recruitment in that sense as far as such issues are concerned. Now, this is a very tricky issue because we know that in certain parts of the country, along regional lines and along caste lines is where the recruitment is based. Certain regiments are based on caste lines, and in that light, of course, what the government has to say is that there is no change in terms of that particular part of the procedure. So very, very significant words coming in from the Defence Minister, completely denying the charges in a sense that have been made by opposition parties, and also saying that there is no need for any further clarification when pressed on the political points that were being made by various opposition leaders.
All right, continue to be with us, Madhav. We'll once again listen into what the Defence Minister had to say.
राजनीतिक दल
आप छात्रों से कहेंगे कि इस तरह की चीजों पे ना भरोसा करें, एक आश्वासन देना चाहेंगे सर?
धन्यवाद.
सर, ये जो अग्निवीर को लेकर बातें हो रही है कि जाति वाली बात आ रही है, प्रमाण पत्र माना जा रहा है, क्या है ये पूरा?
मैं ये स्पष्ट कर देना चाहता हूं कि यह पूरी तरह अफवाह है. जो पहले व्यवस्था थी हमारी आजादी के पहले से वही व्यवस्था अब तक भी चली आ रही है, उसमें कहीं पर कोई परिवर्तन नहीं हुआ.
लेकिन जाति की जो मांग की गई है सर,
मैं जो कह रहा हूं जो पुरानी व्यवस्था रही है वही व्यवस्था चली आ रही है. अब इसके आगे मुझे क्लैरिफाई करने की समझता हूं कोई जरूरत नहीं.
राजनीति जो इसमें हो रही है उस पर क्या कहेंगे? राजनीतिक दल
आप छात्रों से कहेंगे कि इस तरह की चीजों पे ना भरोसा करें, एक आश्वासन देना चाहेंगे सर?
धन्यवाद.
सर, ये
Right, let me once again take this across to Madhav Das Gopalakrishnan. Madhav, what's also interesting to see is that there are voices from dissent even from within the NDA ranks. We had the BJP MP, Mr. Varun Gandhi, also voices opposition to the requirement of the production of the caste certificate for enrollment in the Agnipath scheme. Also, Upendra Kushwaha of the JDU wanted to raise this in Parliament. So, it's not just the opposition but also people from within the NDA fold who've been objecting to this requirement.
Well, this is a very, very important point that you have raised. And at least two of those names of Upendra Kushwaha, of course, hailing as he does from Bihar, where this has become a big issue on ground, where the maximum protests anywhere in the country actually take place in Bihar. So, no surprises there that Upendra Kushwaha is wanting to raise this particular issue. And when it comes to Mr. Varun Gandhi, you're absolutely right. At the moment, he continues to be a BJP leader and member of parliament, and also at the same time is someone who has not been afraid to speak out his mind on different issues on which he has not been on the same page as far as the government is concerned. So that trend continuing in this particular case as well. But be that as it may, opposition parties have certainly made this a very big issue. We have seen several statements starting from Sanjay Singh to other opposition leaders who've come out and spoken out extensively on this particular issue, and they will certainly want to put the government on the mat on the issue of Agnipath, because there are the future of, they say, tens of thousands, if not lakhs, of youngsters really, of course, that hinge as far as this policy is concerned, hinge upon the policy itself, and in that light pointing out to these fresh allegations of caste being asked for as a detail as far as the admission process or recruitment process rather is concerned. In that light, of course, the Defence Minister's clarification that there is no change absolutely as far as the government's policy is concerned is a very significant word coming in as it does the first such word from any member of the government, and of course at the same time is very, very important because he has in no uncertain words said that there is no need for any further clarification on this issue and has completely denied these charges that have been referred to by various opposition parties.
Absolutely, because since the announcement, Madhav, of the Agnipath scheme, we have seen how the opposition has certainly raked up the issue. We saw protests happening, and now once again, as the monsoon session of the parliament has commenced, today being day 2, already we are seeing adjournment till 2 p.m. Once again, we have seen as to how they have raked up this matter. We are expecting that showdown to also happen in the parliament, but the centre has once again fact-checked the doubters who are raising this issue.
Well, absolutely. There is no doubt about the fact that we have a situation where, in fact, the centre is fact-checking those who have raised questions on this entire issue of caste details being sought. And remember, while the opposition may not have been factually wrong in the sense that the data may have been sought, whether this was earlier part of the procedure or not is also a very complicated issue. Because as I was telling you, there are certain regiments that do